Hi Sagittarius, here is a general look at your solar chart for May 2015. Now the Sun is usually in quite a busy working area of your solar chart at this time of the year every year. That's up until the 21st at least. So it looks like you will be busy, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you will be working hard at the job. You could be working hard at looking after yourself if you've been, really putting in the hours. You could be having to deal a little bit maybe with details, maybe health issues, if there are things that you want to catch up with and you want to get sorted. Better diet and exercise, that kind of thing. It may be for you, for somebody else as well, not just for you, but just getting things better organized, or maybe you will be you're learning something. You will be learning about something. And there's a few things going on with Mercury this month. Mercury is going across Saturn in the first week, so that can be maybe putting more on your shoulders, or you having more on your mind. Mercury is in your opposite sign, so communications, personal and professional, in close interactions and collaborations are highlighted, and you'll probably be sharing ideas, bouncing ideas around, interested or not in somebody else's slant on things, but others could be seeing you as the information giver, as the advice giver, as the guide, the go-between, but also it's a good time to consult with somebody like that yourself. And then Mercury has another go-slow period when it goes retrograde from the 19th for 3 weeks. And so this is a slow evolving of a situation between you and another maybe, but it's a good moment, or so slow evolving of a situation between you and something else. It doesn't have to be another, but it's a good moment to get things straightened out between you and it or them. Discuss, review, thrash it out using the other as a sounding board. So this would be a good time to be doing that sort of those sorts of practical, that kind of practical thinking really. But this is a time very much to take advice or to get information or to pick others' brains as well, because there's a lot of energies in your opposite sign at the moment, Sagittarius. Now, until the 8th, Venus is strong in her favorite place and affairs of the heart of favor. So that's a really lovely energy that's been in there since about middle of April. And you and someone could be feeling closer and more comfortable with each other. It could be a special someone, or it could be a workmate, a family member, whatever, but just tending to enjoy their company. And then Venus will move on the 8th into an area which allows you to relax more with another, and maybe feel, maybe if you've been feeling pent up or wired or whatever, just allowing those feelings to come out, and to have these deeper, sort of more meaningful moments or conversations with the others. It's great for the romantic sonatists among you, but we're not all that. So in general, it can mean things can become more intimate or involved. Venus in that position there can also mean that there are conditions around which help you out materially or financially or both, with the sorts of resources that you want or need. And if you do need to negotiate for something, or you're looking for funding, or you are somebody owes you something, or indeed you owe them something, this is a good time to get all that sorted out in a sort of civilized manner. And there can also mean that there are sharing space, sharing resources, possessions, property, that kind of thing, a venue. All of that is more emphasized at this time, but all of it can be positive and ironed out to mutual advantage. Mars is in the same area as the Sun, so the Sun is in this busy sort of working area, and so means that you can, sorry, yeah, Mars is in this area, so it means that you can be more involved in that aspect where you are looking to get things sorted, looking to get maybe the health, maybe it's to do with different sort of on the to-do list anyway, the mechanical details of daily life, but also working with another, and that can be very productive, and you can achieve success, but a co-worker or helper may try your patience, or somebody that you are working for. And still, it may be a small price to pay if you do get your act together and you get things how you want them to be in the process. And then Mars moves on the 12th into your opposite sign, making all of those sorts of exchanges and interactions with another, very dynamic, perhaps more active. You are physically active out and about together. You and someone could also rub each other up the wrong way because of Mars's feisty, rather over-assertive at times character. But as long as you're patient and as long as you're ready to compromise, it should go well. And the advice would be to keep things on an even keel, because as a matter of fact, you can do a lot better in a team with another, or in a sort of loving relationship with another, then you'd be happier in that way than you would be on your own at this time. But try not to sort of gallop all over somebody else's feelings, as you are feeling it's in their own good that they know this truth about themselves, and also that's another thing that could be happening to you, is that aggressive side of Mars's energy could be coming at you from another. But as long as you stand your ground and you keep the thing sort of courteous, then all should be well. And then from the 21st, well, you're going to benefit more from the support or contribution of another in a close relationship. It's not time there to be going it alone either. So we've got Mars and the Sun coming into the same area. Mars goes into there on the 12th, and materially you could benefit through who you know, in pretty close relationship probably. And then from the 21st, the Sun comes in there to emphasize that area even more. You could be bonding very much so with another, and it could even be quite sizzly as well at times. But you could also be doing quite well out of the relationship in a material sort of sense as well. Saturn is now in your sign, and this means turns of events will gradually help you to learn how to take your responsibilities and your life more seriously and concentrate your energies more purposefully onto specific targets which build new structures for the future. But sometimes it will feel as though the whole you're pushing against the stream. And short term, that might just be Saturn's way of testing you and getting you stronger. Chronically tiring you out long term, then you need to change direction. You need to let go of maybe that previous plan. But sometimes, you know, even though there's obstacles there, even though you're not in the mood for this, that, or the other thing, you will slowly gain from this and build the new routines outside and inside, which will form the armature, the structure of a better, more comfortable life for the future. You Sagittarians born the 23rd to the 26th of November with 0 to 4 degrees rising will feel this energy the most this forecast period. Mars opposes Saturn at the beginning of the 3rd week, by the way, and that could drain your energy somewhat. So just take more care of yourself at that time there. The Sun opposes Saturn in the first half of the last week, and again, things could get a little bit more pressured or serious. But all of those transits, including the Mercury ones, are very, very, very fleeting. Still, they're worth letting you know about. And then in conclusion, the position of Jupiter, which is a very strong planet for you, Sagittarius, being your ruling planet, is interesting at the moment because Jupiter is in a stunningly good angle to your sun sign, working very strongly out of its own house. So that might mean that your life really does get an upgrade. But just now, in fact, if you're listening to this in April, it will be in April as well. Jupiter and Uranus are pretty close by degree, and even though in May they are a little bit further apart, they're still close enough to be sort of bouncing energies and sharing energies with each other and influencing each other in really quite an interesting and very promising sort of a way. So it could mean that things going on at the moment, you shouldn't put aside the opportunity to grab an invitation to go somewhere different or do something different or sign up for a course or travel or whatever, because this time now can actually be inspirational. You should be reaching outside of the box. You should be really going for something which wasn't in the original plan, or that you hadn't thought of or thought through before. Put yourself in an environment where you can be amazed or surprised by something which gives you a whole sort of different track to go off on. Your mental territory is due to broaden through this long Jupiter transit, which has been going on since last July. But just now, Jupiter is in the zone by degree to Uranus. That's why it makes it extra tasty, right? So growth can come through travel, foreign connections, wider communications through the media, but also through developing yourself through the spoken or written word, and another language, academia, the arts, you name it. I mean, anything that maybe you wanted to have a go at before, but you haven't quite got around to, you haven't had the chance. Education, so being seen as the teacher or student or the disseminator of information could be coming in more strongly here, but it's you thinking differently about your value, your worth, your wish, your desire. And so if it's coming out like that, that's fine, because that goes very much with the Sagittarian dynamic, but it could be in another way as well. A great vibration for broadcasting whatever whatever or whoever you are onto a grander stage, but also for getting involved in maybe publishing, politics, looking into the legal side of things as well. All of that is very much sort of kind of in your favor. It's stacked in your favor, an expansive area, and the boundaries of your known world are stretching into new territories. So that can be mentally, but also if you've been feeling a bit cramped, then that can be physically as well. You Sagittarians born the 4th to the 9th of December, or with 12 to 17 degrees rising, are going to feel that energy the most during this forecast period. And just a wee mention of Neptune, who seems to be Scottish for some reason, in your home area, again, don't be the martyr to do with family or location or place on the map. Don't be the prop that others lean upon because they don't want change as much as you do, and you're thinking, well, okay, so I'll develop a limp as well and go slowly, without being disrespectful in any way. But remember that you must live your own life and be yourself, because everybody else is already taken. You Sagittarians born the 30th of November to the 3rd of December, or with 8 to 11 degrees rising, are going to feel this energy the most this month. And that's it for May. If you know your rising sign and your moon sign, listen to those. And also the basics of all of this that I've been speaking to you is written up on my website. So have a look if you're interested, if you want to look something up. And I'll see you the next time.